everyone. Kristen here. Oh, looks like I have to go live on Facebook. Let's see if that will remove. Hello, hello. I just have to re-enter our Facebook stream. There we go. That happens sometimes with Facebook. I don't know what it is because I set up the streams ahead of time and maybe there was an issue at the time of setting it up, or maybe there's an issue right now. I don't know why it occasionally does that. But we're live on the Softflex Company Facebook page and YouTube channel right now. I'm live here on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And today we're going to be playing with the Enchanted Forest bead strand and some of our new tiara cast components. I'm very excited about this design. I hope it comes together the way I'm hoping, the way I'm thinking. We'll see. What do you guys think of my new thrifted little Miami Vice-ish jacket? It's really, really thin, so that's kind of nice because I can wear it in the summertime and it's not super hot. But it matched the colors of the Enchanted Forest bead strand perfectly, and I'm using some beads from my stash as well. So if you like this teal color, you will love the Enchanted Forest bead strand. Kelly says, love the jacket. Cecilia says, cute. Anita says, pretty. Hello, hello. Let me see who's here. Hi, Dana and Kelly and Anita and Cecilia. Hi, Heather. Hi, Cynthia. Great to see everyone today. Ooh, good color, right? I love this color, the teal green color. Still my jam. It was one of those purchases where I was like, maybe I'll like this. Maybe I'll bring it home and be like, what was I thinking? But no, I do like it. It's a keeper. That's the fun thing about thrifting is like it was only a few dollars. So if I brought it home and I was like, no way, wasn't too big a deal. But let's see, it's TGBE week. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's Midsummer Market happening this weekend, and it's our 20th installment of the Great Bead Extravaganza. Thomas wrote a really nice blog last week to kind of go over everything you need to know about the Great Bead Extravaganza. If it's the first time you're hearing about it and you have no idea what we're talking about, it's a wonderful blog over on the Softflex Company's website to kind of give you a little insight of who's involved, what the event is like, and the schedule, and some really fun snippets of previews and trend reports and all sorts of things that we do during our Great Bead Extravaganza weekends. So it's our Midsummer Market this weekend. That means we kick off, we're really kicking it off today, actually. So we decided to do something this week leading up to the event called Trip Around the Bead World, and a few of us in the TGBE paired up to do a fun little chat. That's happening every day this week, starts today at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, and you can find the chat on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. You can also find it for some of us on the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel. First up, let me go grab it here. First up, we are going to be hanging out with Sarah and Christy at 3:30 today. So join us back here for a wonderful, just 30 minutes creative chat between Sarah and Christy Friesen. And then tomorrow it's going to be me and Jill McKay, again, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And you'll find it on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. I believe on Wednesday it's going to be Nilay Patel and Kate Richburg. Same time, same place. And on Thursday, we're going to have Heather Powers and Cynthia from Green Girl Studios. Heather Powers from Humble Beads and Cynthia from Green Girl Studios. Pretty excited about that. And that will lead us right into Friday, which is our project preview party. And that happens at 5 p.m. Pacific time, again, on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. And that's where you'll find all of the events for the weekend as well. So then on Saturday, we'll kick it off in the morning with Candy Cooper at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to end on Saturday with Nilay Patel. His segment is at 2:30. Each segment is about an hour long. And then on Sunday, we will pick it up again at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time with Abby of the Bead Place. And that will go all the way until 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. We're going to have a TGBE show and tell. I don't know what that's going to entail, but it'll be fun. We like to end the show on Sunday with kind of a round table chat. So that's what that will be. You'll have to tune in to see what that means. So that's happening. A lot of stuff this week. This is our kit for the Midsummer Market, the Carnival Design Kit. We still have kits available, so you can grab your kit to bead along with us. We also have a Carnival bead strand and a Carnival bead mix that are sold separately and are not in the kit. You can grab these over at softluxcompany.com. Joyce is going to be live on Friday morning. We have so many videos this week, y'all. I was doing all the streams on Friday, and I was like, we have, I think, 7, because we have the live sale, including the live sale. We have 7 videos this week. Well, hold on to your horses. If you don't have anything to do this week, Softflex Company is going to give you lots and lots of fun things to do. So Joyce is live with us on Friday at 9:30 a.m. And she's going to be designing with our Carnival bead strand, which is a beautiful yellow bead strand that Sarah chose to do all yellow because she just really wanted something fun and cheerful. And Joyce is going to be designing with that on Friday. And we have a live sale on Thursday. A live sale on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, Softflex 24/7 for real. Like, what is happening? It's just like we've done so many things. You can download our app, Softflex Company, on your Android or Apple devices, and that is a great way to shop. You'll be notified, I think, as well on the app when we go live. You can also text the word beads to 707-247-6430 to join our live sale text messages, and we'll let you know that we're going live. So you'll get a message to remind you that, hey, our live sale is starting. Cecilia says, love the earrings. Thank you. These are actually made for me by my aunt. She, quite a few years ago now, she kind of got bitten by the beaded bug, and she was beading on the regular, and she sent me these. I actually just talked to her on FaceTime, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and told her I still had these. She couldn't believe it because they're almost vintage now, but they're perfect with my top. and with our Enchanted Forest signs today. Every day you'll be hanging out with Softlex. So if you're looking for something to do this week, just think, I'm going to go join Softlex, because Softlex has something going on every single day. So if you're new to us here over on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification button so you'll be notified when we go live. Generally, we have anywhere between 2 to 3 videos a week. This week will be a little bit extra. You can also join us over on Facebook on the Softlex Company Facebook page and follow us over there. If some of you don't know, Facebook has changed their video policy. So when we go live on Facebook now, the video will only be available for 30 days to watch the replay. And that's something to note with the Great Bead Extravaganza, because I had someone recently reach out and said they were looking for some of the older Great Bead Extravaganza streams, and I couldn't find them either. I think they had been on the chopping block. I think it was something that Facebook was, it's not going to like swoop, all be gone right away, all of the old ones, but they are working on removing any older videos, and any new live videos we do are just going to be there for 30 days. So you have 30 days. You found the Easter egg, Dana. So you have 30 days from when we go live to watch the replay on Facebook. However, on YouTube, they'll be there indefinitely. And we do have a the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel. We also personally stream to the Softlex Company YouTube channel as well. Not everybody streams to YouTube. So there are a few of our friends like Friesen, I don't think streams to YouTube, and Candy Cooper doesn't stream to YouTube. So there's a few that you will have to watch on Facebook only. And like I said, there's like that 30-day limit to catch the replay. Okay. Cynthia says, even if you save the video, I don't know actually, Cynthia. All I know is that Facebook has said they're no longer going to be housing those videos indefinitely, and that after 30 days, they will be removed. And that's live videos. I don't know if that pertains to a video that gets uploaded. I think that's just considered our live videos, which the Great Bead Extravaganza is live. So they are live videos. Okay. Yes. So you did find the flamingo Easter egg. Boop, boop, boop. This flamingo has been hanging out with me for a little while since I moved my bookcase over here. But a lot of times it gets cut off because my camera might be a little bit tilted down, but I purposely tilted it more up today so you can see it for our fabulous flamingo. I made this flamingo with my son Hudson when he was in elementary school. It used to have legs because it's a sculpture, and it used to have tall legs, but over time the legs finally gave out, and the body is a little heavy. So now it just sits on the top of my bookshelf. It's a paper mache project. They do something called like the animal zoo or something like that. There's a project that they do in an elementary school, and all the kids make an animal out of like a sculptural animal. So I know. I wish Candy would move to YouTube too. Maybe she will at some point. It's hard to keep up with all the changes and then also change the things that work for you. So maybe she will at some point when it's no longer working for her at Facebook. But for now, I think Facebook is really a good place for her. So she doesn't want to I'm speculating. I don't know. And maybe she's got it in the works, but we all hope that everyone moves over to YouTube at some point, because I do think that it is a really nice platform for creators. And it is a platform that allows us to put our videos up and keep them there. And they're easy to reference and they're easy to organize. So we at Softlex started doing that quite a few years ago and have really love that we made that move. And thankfully now, with all of the videos being deleted, because we would have ended up having hundreds of videos that we would have either had to move or lose, right? So, all right, so let me go ahead. Got to make a llama. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. Let me go ahead and put you down to my bead table. So I'm going to be playing with our, it's got a little label on here so you don't see the whole thing, but our 24 karat gold plated extreme flex wire. I'm using the fine diameter because that is the one that we have online and for sale. Right now, you can get $8 off this spool of the fine 24 karat gold outlet wire in the 30 foot with a coupon code. Let me flash that up here for you. And that comes out to about a little over 25% off. We're calling it the Golden Days of Summer Sale. It ends tomorrow, July 15th at midnight Pacific time. And you're going to use that coupon code GOLDEN at checkout, and you will get $8 off the 24 karat extreme gold-plated 0.014 fine beading wire outlet. It's an outlet item, and it's the only one we have right now, but it's in really good shape, even though it's outlet. You must enter that coupon code GOLDEN, and you only get one coupon code per order. It's not valid with any other order discounts, because if you have an order discount, you'll get your order discount on this. If you would like to take advantage of this discount instead of your normal order discount, just log out of your account and check out as a guest, and you can use that coupon code GOLDEN to get $8 off. And it's while supplies last. I looked today, and we have about 80 spools left. And that might seem like a lot, but it's 80 spools and then it's done. And I don't know if and when this particular wire is ever going to come back. So I highly suggest grabbing yourself a spool while we've got it, just so you've got it on hand. I tend to use medium most of the time, but I'm going to use fine today because that's what we have. And I'm going to double up with it. So I'm going to end up using 2 strands of the fine, making this little necklace here. It's so pretty. Let's see. Can we catch it on camera how pretty it is? Using the good stuff. Not a lot, really, says Stacy. No, it's not. It's really not. So I'm going to be using that. I also have some Softflex craft wire, which is copper core. This is, and then it has a gold plated enamel coating on it. This is a hard wire, whereas this is flexible beading wire. So this is super flexible. And then this is actually hard, where it will hold its shape. We're going to use this to make some connectors at the bottom of our necklace. I'm going to be using this new Tiara Cast floral connector. It has 3 little drops on the bottom. It has 1 on the top, and this will be my focal pendant. This is half of the strand of the Enchanted Forest bead strand. So here's 1/2, which pretty much gives you an idea, just double it, of what the other side would be. I already pulled some beads off to play with it. And I should put up the giveaway because I'm going to give one of those away. So let me go ahead and grab my giveaway info. There it is, scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You're going to use hashtag Enchanted, and that will get you entered into the giveaway to win an Enchanted Forest bead strand. I'll give one away at the end of the show. You must be here at the end to win. Heather says she loves the Econo Pro. You got me hooked. Yeah, the Econo Pro is really nice. And that one should be sticking around. So the Econo Pro is a really nice option to get that golden color. It's different color. This is a little, like the Econo Pro has a little bit darker of a tone. The 24 karat gold is a little lighter, but when you're using it in design, unless you're holding them side by side, you really can't tell. They both are golden. So in addition to that, I have some beads from my own stash. These are actually from Sam's Bead Shop. And I got these a while back with one of their, I think that Rachel and I did a video together with one of their bead boxes. So I have that strand, and this one came from the same box. But I'm excited to use these because we had a bunch of daggers, I think, in the live sale this week. So that ends today. Your last call for shopping our live sale from Thursday is tonight, Monday night, July 14th. You got until midnight Pacific time. And so even though we don't sell these particular ones that I'm using, I grabbed these. These are from Sam's Bead Shop, from one of their boxes. We do have some fun daggers, and you can see how I use them. And then lastly, is that lastly? Kind of. I'm gonna use this clasp, one of our Tierra Cast new products. We only have 2 left. We have sold out of all of the silver, and we have just 2 left of this beautiful antique brass color. I do think we're planning to get more of these in, but they're now manufactured in Greece, so it might take a little while before we get the next stash. I'll be using that as my closure. And then I have this strand, which is like, I love using these beads with like an antique brass component. So this is kind of a rondelle that has that metallic flash on it, very faceted. These are from our friends over at Allegory Gallery. So I had picked this up years ago, I think, when I went to go visit them in Pennsylvania. So lots of goodies. Tools. I've got the regular bead crimper with me today because we're using fine, and it's also 24 karat gold, and it's different, kind of a different wire than the traditional original soft flex beading wire. I'm not going to use my magical crimpers because my experience, it'll slide too much with the thinner diameter and the gold. So I've got my old school bead crimper here for 2x2 millimeter crimps. Got a pair of flush cutters, a pair of chain nose pliers, and then my wire looping plier, or you could use a round nose plier. Either one will work just fine. So let's see, let's get into it. I did this little example here before the video, just kind of playing with some ideas for the strand of my necklace. So I'm going to use that as my jumping off point. And then this is going to be my focal. We'll put the focal to the side for right now. Move these beads up here. Maybe I'll move these up here just a little bit out of my way. And I'm going to cut myself some soft flex wire. Now, because I'm doubling up, I want to cut myself twice as much wire as I normally would need. I'm thinking I'm going to want like around an 18-inch necklace. So I'm probably going to give myself enough for a 20-inch necklace and double that. So 10, 20, 30, 40, about 40 inches. Cut that away from my spool, and I am going to string on my clasp. and I'm going to find the center of that 40 inches. And actually, I just realized I'm going to want to do like half and half, because so I really don't need one 40-inch strand. I need two 20-inch strands, right? So let's cut this in half. I'll put one strand to the side. Let me make sure that this is kind of still what I was thinking here. 10, a little shorter. That's okay. And I'm going to grab some 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. You know, I was going to use gold, which I totally could, but I think I might use the copper. And my reasoning for that is that the copper has a little bit smaller of an internal circumference. And I think that might be a nicer hold on my finer diameter of beading wire. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and string on my clasp on one of my 20-inch strands. And then I'm going to string on a crimp tube. And bring that down towards my clasp. And then I'm going to use my crimper. With this crimper, you really want to make sure that your wires are not crossing. You want them to be parallel in that crimp. So I'm going to kind of straighten that out, make sure I have that parallel. And now this tool has two notches. It has one notch in the back that is called your crimper, and then one notch in the front that is called your rounder. So I'm going to go ahead and place, and this is a magnetic clasp, so it's going to want to, let's see, maybe I can hold it between my fingers. It's going to want to move with me. I'm going to put my crimp in that back notch first, and that's going to put a little divot into my crimp, like so. It has a little bit of that divot in there. And then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and place it into the rounder in the front. So my divot is facing out, so it looks like a little backwards C. And then I will squeeze that. And that is nice and secure. And now I'm going to string on a few of these rondelles. Yeah, I think the copper will be good. And the copper does sort of kind of patina a little bit over time. So I think it'll work out just fine. Let's see what beads I have from this Enchanted strand over here that I have already taken off the strand. You get two of these green sparkly beads. These are a little more on the grassy green side, a little further away from the teal. It's the only one that's really that greener color. So I probably am not going to use that in this design. You got 3 of these in that strand. So pretty. This one's kind of a nice bridge between the teal and the green because it has that finish on it. How many do you get of this one? You get 2 of this rondelle size. That's a really pretty teal green. I like that one a lot. You receive, where did this one come from? Oh, these were around the green sparkle. So you got 2 pairs of this particular bead cap in silver. You get a couple of these. It looks like I'm seeing 1, 2 on, so this would be 3. I don't know if it's 3 or, oh, there's another one. I thought so. So you get 4 of these sparkly spacers. You get 2 of these like drum looking, these are cool, drum looking beads in silver. Those are really neat. And then I really, really love these. You get 6 of these. I'm so excited about using these leaves on that strand. Cool. All right, where do I want to go from here? I'm thinking I've got 3. Let's do a couple more. 4. Very cool texture on that bead cap. Yeah, it's kind of just like, it's got like little swirls on there. Really, really pretty. So this is the back of my necklace. Trying to figure out how many do I want before I switch it up to something like that. There's 7 on there right now. 8, 9, 10. Is 12 a good number? Should we go with a dozen? I think that's good. So we'll do 12. And then I think I'll do this one. Maybe, it looks like this one had some really pretty little, these little end caps around it, which I put here. But now that I'm looking at the strand, I think I like it better around the smaller one. So these have more like tiny little leaves on those bead caps, which I think are perfect for this design. So I'm going to put that around. Put that around that one. That's cool. I'm going to do 3 more. And I should have mentioned that I am stringing this on both the wires. So there's 2 wires here. When you made that crimp next to your clasp, folded it over, and now we've had 2 wires, and they're going over both those wires beautifully. All right, so next up was this big green one, my original design idea. Oh, that just adds such an opulence, doesn't it? I think from here I made this little loopy loop. What did I do here? Did I add another strand? I only did this a little while ago. How did I do that? I did it this morning, probably before my brain was kind of awake. but let's see if I can remember what I did. So I went ahead and added a crimp after that green bead. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure this guy down. Oh, stop rolling around on me. There we go. Secure that one down. And then I separated these two wires. To make myself a little connection. I sound like you, Carolyn. I know. I was like, I just sat down before the video to kind of think about what I wanted to do. And then I was like, how did I do that? All right, I did just stay with the same strand because I'm just going to take a crimp now and fold this over and crimp this side. That's how I did it. Good thing we have some muscle memory. And I just wanted to do this to add a little something extra. I want to be able to show off that gold wire. So I was kind of playing with the idea of what do I do? So it's kind of going to make a nice little connector there. The nice thing about using the copper crimps too, because it has a little bit tighter of a inner circumference, when I put it in that place where I wanted to crimp it, it didn't really slide. Whereas if I use the gold, it might have slid a little bit. Let's see if you can see what I did there. And then next up, I'm using one of these big check glass beads. And then I'm going to string some of my daggers. And I did 3 on each strand. So 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. So I'm going to separate those strands out again. And just string 3 on one. And 3 on the other. And then I'm going to gather those 2. What's fun about this is when you kind of gather it, it becomes like a little cluster. So I'm going to gather those 2 strands again and add another one of those larger check glass beads. And now I got to decide, do I want to do this little connector one more time and then end it with just some of these? I think so. This way it looks the same on this side as it does on this side. I think so. I mean, that's up to you. If you just want it to be there once, you can have it just be there once. It also will help with the weight because these are a bit heavier. So kind of having these little extra spaces in here to kind of open up the air a little bit also help with the weight. So I'll take this rondelle, string it on one side, take the other end of the wire, string it through to create this little teardrop loop down like so. And then I'll pull them together once again. Add on that crimp, and then creates that little connection again. And now from here, I can just add a couple more of these. I'm trying to think if I want something else in its place here. Oh, this goes this way. Ooh. Maybe that one goes there first so that it wasn't samey. Hey, Sarah, I know it is so me with all this antique brass and green and teal. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And now if I do these three here, I'm kind of mimicking what I did up there, I guess. So I'll add 3. I was using the necklace on the graphic for the sale, which is one that Sarah did a really long time ago. That was sort of my inspiration jumping off point because it's such a pretty design. So I'm going to put a little bead stopper here for a minute and see where does this land on my neck. Oh yeah, I think it's good. It might be a smidge shorter than I was thinking, so I might try and scoot down just a little bit more before I connect to this. I could also just make a loop and then connect it with a jump ring there maybe, or I could loop it right in. If I looped it right in, yeah, I can add a few more. I think I can add a few more beads. What do I want to add? Is there anything else on this strand that I want to use? I used this one here. I kind of feel like I want to add that there. But then I won't have it down here. Let's see. Let's take these off. I feel like I want a little extra green here. It's looking a very enchanted foresty. Yay! Let's see if I'm getting this too small for me to even do. No, I think I can manage that. So if I use that green one there, I lose it here because I'll have to take this one out and put it to the side here, which I'm not sure of. This one I'm using already. There's nothing really else left that I can swap it with. Unless I swapped it with one of those. Huh, that might work. Be a little chunkier. but I'm okay with that. With bead caps around it to match the top, question mark. I don't have any, well, the only bead caps I had left from the strand were the really big ones. I know, I do have bead caps up here, don't I? And I didn't really do it anywhere else. What if I put this big one around here? And then this way I've got, oh, I like that. That way I've got some bead caps down here and bead cap up there. I like that a lot. Good suggestion. Thank you. All right, so maybe I'll try and create a teeny tiny loop now because I didn't give myself enough wire. Cut yourself a little more wire, a little more than 20 inches so that you don't have this teeny tiny loop that you have to create. So I have crimp on both wires and I'm only taking one through. Actually, I wonder if I can get to, I think I could because it's fine. If I took both through just to give it a little bit more strength. I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to help me grab those ends and feed them through this crimp, hopefully. This is what happens when you don't leave yourself enough soft wire for the length of your necklace. There we go. Let's kind of squish it in there. I did it. I did it. And then you could pull those tails on this end. Woo-wee, I did it. It's rare that I have to use my pliers to help me get in there, but when you're working with a teeny bit of wire and you're trying to get it back through your crimp, that's usually how I can make it happen. Trim off those little ends. And now I only have one half. Using every little bit of that wire. I know, because I don't like when necklaces are like really tight on my neck. So I'm hoping I made it work. I have a feeling this one might be slightly longer. And I'm going to start from this side again, only because when I come back down to the pendant, if I want to have two strands going through again, it'll give it the same look. If I start it down at the pendant, that's probably where I went backwards, didn't I? If I would have started here and gone up, it probably would have been a little easier. And then if you needed to add more, you can always just add an extender chain. So I approached this backwards today, but that's all right. Sometimes my brain starts backwards before it realizes that the other way would have made more sense. Go ahead and crimp up here by my clasp. I know if it's too tight on my neck, I will end up not wearing it very much because it has to lay in a way where it's comfortable for me where the pendant is, and then it's not feeling like it's like tugging. All right, so now we're just going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to do 12 of these rondelles. And this style, I should have, if you go and get one of our crystal bead mixes, they're almost the same size. So like the ones that Kay puts together for us, I think we have a flamingo one right now. They're like the same size as these, and we've had some others in the past. So if you have them in your stash, you can always substitute one of those and get pretty close to the same design. I'm excited to see Sarah and Christy chat today. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's kind of like we were leaving it very open-ended. So it's just sort of hang out and chat for 30 minutes. So I think it's going to be great to see. And I think a lot of the people pairing up, I know Sarah and Christy have talked before, but like I'm not sure Jill and I have paired up other than maybe on like a group TGBE one. And then I know that Nile and Kate have never paired up before. So that's kind of fun too. You're going to get some new pairings of TGBE friends. And just catch those every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. Oh, is that true, Penny? Penny is saying that for her wearing some necklaces she got some skin tags. I was joking this weekend. My husband has some skin tags he's kind of burning off, and I have a couple on my neck. Both like almost symmetrical. Like I was like they're like my Frankenstein skin tags. They're like on both sides of my neck. But maybe that's why they're there. Maybe that's one of the reasons that they ended up kind of in the same spot. That's so interesting. A good rule of thumb would be to wear necklaces of all lengths and shapes and sizes and thicknesses, and right. So hopefully that you're not using too much same that it gets in the way of making those little skin tags. Luckily, they're small, so I don't think about them too much. But occasionally, I'll look and be like, "It's so funny that they are like right on the same side." My Frankenstein skin tags. Oh, thank you. This is the carnival bracelet. I wore it because, we're going to be doing our carnival kit this weekend for TGBE. But this is made with the carnival bead mix that you can purchase separately, and then some soft flex purple wire. Super fun. I love these cane style beads here. And I love these bead frames. We did that a couple weeks ago. Time is all melding together, so who knows when, but I feel like it was a couple of weeks ago on one of my free spirit beading videos. Debbie says, I agree, bead frames are awesome. They remind me when I first started beading, I remember we had some really cool kits at the bead store I worked at using bead frames. And I was just like, oh, these are so fun. So whenever I see them, they're almost like nostalgic now in terms of why I love them. I'm like, these are just so cool. I think one of my first designs I made, I ended up using bead frames in. Nope, that's not the right one. I have to do this little pile of fun first. Got to do these. Can you, Karen? I have some of that in my fridge. I always have some of that on hand. You're saying you said ATC. Oh, are you saying OTC, over the counter? I thought you were saying ACV, my like apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I was just reading recently too that it could be a sign of insulin resistance too. So I'm kind of taking that as something to be thoughtful about. I don't know if that's real science or not. I didn't really look too much further into it, but I thought it was interesting and I just sort of took note. Oh, thank you, Dana. Dana says, Kristen, your color choices were perfect for this necklace. These colors are my jam for sure. And now I'm going to have a really fun necklace to wear with my new blazer, my new to me blazer. So one of the things I'm doing with this section is I'm making sure I'm crimping it kind of tight, because if it's too loose, then they might not cluster as well. And I really want my little daggers to kind of cluster up. So not like super tight, but just tight enough that it is holding them in place and not allowing them to separate as well as much. Somebody is talking about electrical tape. Are you guys saying electrical tape? You put them on, you put electrical tape? Are we still talking about skin tags? Oh, clear iodine. I actually had that on my list of stuff to pick up at the store a week or two ago. My husband put it on the list. Maybe that was why. I never got it though. Now it's your turn. And then 3 more. Coming in for the home stretch of this necklace. And then I'm going to use those larger bead caps. One of these check glass beads, another large bead cap, and one more of these. And look, I have plenty of wire on this side. So I just didn't cut my wire in half as closely as maybe I should have. And then I would have had enough wire on both sides. So maybe 20 inches and 20 inches for each side would be okay, as long as you cut them in half and not make one way longer than the other. I'm going to try and get my crimps around the same side. Before I crimp, I can just check and make sure that I didn't miss anything, especially because I had so much more wire. Doesn't look like I did though. Crimp this baby. I wonder, I might be able to use the magical crimping pliers with 4 wires through, like I have here, but I just kept it all the same. Hooray! And now I'm going to add some dangles on the bottom. So in the center one, I put that little green bicone and the antique brass, and then the leaf at the bottom. I think on the 2 sides, I'll just go make them a little bit shorter. So instead, I will do just an antique brass bead on either side to make that like that. So now I'm switching to the craft wire to make myself these little dangles. You could make them with, you could make them and crimp them with Supplex wire too. But I already did my middle one with craft wire, so I'm going to go ahead and continue that. And I go about there. I don't know. I'm just picking a spot, not quite the middle, but close to it. And then I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, my 4th mandrel size to make a nice big loop. And this will go for the leaf. Do that again here. Open that loop up so that I can slide on my green leaf. I was so excited about these being on that strand when I saw them. I was like, oh, for sure. I'm definitely using those green leaves. So you can find them on the Enchanted Forest bead strand. I'm going to hold my little loop and wrap my wire around. Trim off the excess. And I'm using 22 gauge craft wire in the gold plated color. Add this little guy. And then I will bend it. I want my loops to be going in the same way. I got to tuck this one in a little bit better. So I'm going to hold it. I want my loop to do that same thing. So I'm going to bend it towards me. I'm going to grab my looping plier. I think I did the second size on the other one. Create that loop. Open it up and slide it here. I want the little indent to be facing me. So I feel like this is the back. That's the back of the leaf. This one's the front. So I just want the front facing me. Let's see if I got it on right. Nope. I put it on backwards. Okay. Before I start twisting it, I'm going to make sure that it's facing me the way I want it. Yes, it is. Okay. Then I'm going to hold the loop area, and then I'm just going to wrap around a few wraps. Trim it off. Tuck that wire in. And let's take a look. And that's going to lay really well. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is one reason why I really love those multi-loop pliers is you can easily get the same size loop that you want from the mandrel, and you have all these different sizes to play with, because if I tried with a smaller one the first time and it just didn't quite fit the leaf well. So it's like you have the ability to easily change and grab a different mandrel. You could do that with your round nose pliers too. You could just do it with your eye and move up and down, because your round nose pliers are going to have multiple sizes on that tool. It's just that it goes up and down, and you kind of have to eyeball it where you were, or mark it. A lot of people mark it with a Sharpie, especially if there's one area that you tend to use often. But now that I have this multi-mandrel tool, I do find I use it so much. Okay, there's my front. I want to go ahead and bend that down towards me. And I used the second mandrel to make this loop. And then you're just going to slightly open it. And let's see if I put it through the right way. I did put it through the right way. I'm going to grab a hold of that loop, close it first, grab a hold of that loop, and then wrap down towards the bead. Tuck that in. Ta-da! I think these would make really cute. Oh, this guy got, I mangled it. Let me straighten you out. There we go. Our guy manhandled that last one. So fun and enchanted and sparkly, but in that like really nice, oh, look at everything sticking to my clasp. Let's see how it looks on. Such a cool magnetic clasp. I like that the magnetic clasp has like these little feet on it too. There we go. Super pretty, very enchanted. I like how my little dangles ended up kind of right there in the front. That was a fun one. I love this color scheme. So if you haven't gotten this strand yet, go get it. And I'm going to give one away right now. So use that hashtag Enchanted to enter the giveaway. Hashtag Enchanted. I got it right this time, right? Yes. Enchanting. Ooh, I got 57 of you entered. Thanks for sharing that link to the kits and the mixes. We have a kit that goes along with this bead strand too. So I've been using the Enchanted bead strand along with some of my own beads in my stash, where you can grab the Enchanted Forest kit. We'll be opening that up the end of July. We have the Carnival kit that will be opening up this weekend. We still have some of those left. And in addition to the Enchanted Forest bead strand I used today, we also have some of the Carnival bead strand still available. So you can go grab that. Let me go ahead and share that sale one more time while you guys are entering in. Golden Days of Summer sale, $8 off the 24 karat gold plated extreme in the fine, which is what I used today. See that necklace on the graphic on the left side there? That's one Sarah did a really long time ago. And she inspired me with this design. See, I'm using very similar beads. Hers were chunkier, I remember, but I have the smaller version here. Enter the coupon code GOLDEN. And you get one coupon per order, not valid with any other order discounts. This sale ends tomorrow, July 15th, or while supplies last. This is what our TGBE Carnival Design Kit looks like in the mystery graphic. So we'll be opening that this weekend and you'll get to see what's all inside. But if you want to go grab that today, you may even have it in time for Saturday, depending on where you live. We've got Sarah and Christy joining us today for the trip around the bead world at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. And then you can join me and Jill on Tuesday, and you can join Nile and Kate on Wednesday, and you can join Heather and Cynthia on Thursday, and then we come back to Friday, which is our project preview party at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's when we all get together and show you what we have in store for you, give you some idea of what we plan to do for the weekend for our presentation. And then the TGBE kicks off all day Saturday, all day Sunday. You can find all the presentations on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. All right, let's go choose our winner. Oh, 62 of you. Here we go. If you see your name. Oh, I forgot to share. Oh, no. Shoot. Well, you're going to see. Oh, we got there just in time. Just in time to see the winner get their confetti. And it's the first time I drew it without having it shared in there. Sorry about that. You know, it's always fun to see everybody's name go through. Diane Joyce, are you still here? Let us know in the comments. You are our winner. Yay. Heather is visiting her sister, but she's taking her carnival kit with her. Oh, so fun. Does your sister bead? Will she be like, what in the world are you doing watching the TGBE? I know it's kind of a funny thing for people that don't know what we're up to. Stacy says the July kit is so beautiful. She's already started making with it right away. Oh, I love that. Diane is here. Yay! Congratulations. Please go ahead and email us at info@softflexcompany.com and let us know your shipping information, and we will get your Enchanted Forest bead strand out to you, your prize. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me today. Debbie says she gets a kick of seeing her name go by even if she doesn't win. I know. I'm so glad I made it in time to see the confetti, because I was like, oh no, I didn't share it. Wendy says her husband just asked if he's watching if she's watching her bead show. I know. It's so, but my family knows now too. I'm like, it's Great Bead Extravaganza weekend. They're like, oh, okay, that means we can't plan and do anything, can we? You got things to do. You got videos to watch, inspiration to happen. Well, we'll be seeing you a little bit later in just about an hour and a half, little less than an hour and a half, with Sarah and Christy today for the bead trip around the bead world. And then tomorrow be me and Jill. Wednesday, Sarah does have her beading party at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I think she's being joined by, is it Kay this week? I think Kay Goss is coming this week. So we have that at 1 p.m. And then we have our live sale on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And then Joyce will be with us on Friday at 9:30 a.m. And then we have the kickoff to the weekend. So much to do, so much to see. I look forward to hanging out with you guys this week. Happy beading. Bye.